All right, I'm gonna show you guys how to use sanitizer. Sanitizer, there's three things that you might need to use it for. You're gonna use it for cleaning bottles, filling those up. You're gonna use it for the bucket. So if we're doing a deep clean, which we're gonna start doing those more often as a class, we're gonna have a little bit of a schedule for that. And then the mop bucket, which I'll show you last. So hopefully I don't get in the way too much. But what I want to show you, a couple little components here. There's two hoses. This hose obviously goes to this machine, and this hose goes to just the water. When you are using sanitizer and not water, then we need to have this little valve open back here. If I turn it, now you can see it's perpendicular to the hose, so it's running across. That means it's shut off. If it's running with the hose, if I turn that down, now that is flowing. It's in the angle of the flow, so it's flowing with the hose. Okay, but when I do that, I need to shut off the other side. So making the other one perpendicular. Okay, so that the water, when I turn it on now, it doesn't run, right? No water should be really coming. Maybe a little bit of a trickle if you don't tighten it down too much, which is fine, but no water is coming out of that. No water is coming out of this either. Not until I turn this red valve to the left, where it shows like a little mop bucket. Okay, so when I do that, then this hose starts to turn on, this little gray hose, and should be giving you sanitizer. Okay, turn that off. Not working. If you ever need to switch out the sanitizer, there's a little lever on the back side. You pull that down. It will unlock this guy, so you can take it out. But this sanitizer has lasted so long, so it's super concentrated. So what it's doing is diluting it for you in an appropriate way, and it is sanitizer. When I fill my bottles, I fill it out of the gray hose. This, if you go to the right side, there's a hose. It shows a bottle filler here, but it's very, very, very diluted. And I feel like for what we're doing in the gym, it's okay to use full sanitation. So use the mop bucket side. When I'm doing my bottles, I take all the lids off and I just set the bottle right inside. Okay, lid off, set inside. And now I'm gonna make sure my water is not too high, but high enough that it's pulling the sanitizer. And you'll know because it should get bubbly when you're doing it. Okay, that's starting to get bubbly. There it is. Probably can't see that too much, but then all you do is just fill those bottles to the top. They'll probably bubble over. Once it starts bubbling over, just go a little bit longer so you get the liquid towards the top. A little bit longer. Good. Bubbling to the top, a little bit longer. Good. Like when I say a little bit, I mean like a half a second. A little bit longer. Good. Shut the water off. Now we're good to go. Shut this off every time you're done. Make sure that's off. It makes it very obvious that you're either using water or sanitizer when that's off. So, okay, and then I'll just put my lids back on. Tighten them up. And call that a day. Put them back on the floor. It literally takes, when you know how to do it and you do it, like it takes like a minute to get in here, fill these up, and get them back onto the floor. Okay, bottles are done. If we're doing a deep clean, if we're going to do this, then you need to use a new bucket every class. So 5 a.m. class gets 1 bucket. You fill this about a third of the way full, maybe, and then put it out there. Warm water, hot water is good. People seem to, they're always like, oh, that's nice when it's warm. Putting your hand in a, I don't know, just a lukewarm pile of sanitizer, it's just like unsatisfying. But we do it with a warm towel. I don't know, for whatever reason, people like it, and probably cleans a little bit better too. But same thing, same process. Make sure your hose is in line with the sanitizer, and the other one is closed off perpendicular to that line so it doesn't drain. And then with this, I'm just gonna open up my valve up here and then start pouring in right away. You can turn that up pretty high as far as speed goes, or pressure. And then once it's about a third of the way full, does not take long, we're good to go. Sanitizer ready to roll for class. And lastly, we'll go over the mop bucket. Generally, I just keep this guy on, but for the demo, I'm just going to take it off so you can see a little better. But literally nothing different. After I got done with the filling up the sanitizer, shut that guy off, good to go. Okay, now I fill this, ready to go. Turn that back on. It's always going left to the mop bucket, always. And then I'm going to fill for about high pressure for about 10 seconds or so. I just want to get enough in there so that there's a good amount of sanitizer, but I don't need to fill the whole bucket. Okay, that's probably good. That was probably about 10 seconds. And I were to show you how much I put in there, it's not even up to this like little line right here. But then for the remainder, you just want water, regular water. So shut off my guy here, shut off my valve, and then turn open my regular water hose. And then I'm going to fill this the rest of the way. If I'm only doing a little bit of mopping, some touch up, then you don't need a lot of water. I could be done right now and be good. But if you're doing like a deeper mop for whatever reason, then fill that up to basically the top of the, you'll see it when you do it. There's a little yellow like measuring stick right here, basically to the top of that. And then you should be good to go. Make sure that's lined up. Okay, full submerge. Rinse it out a little bit. And then what I'm right here. Yep. So that's it. There's your tutorial on using sanitizer, filling bottles, filling the sanitizer bucket for deeper cleaning, and then filling the mop water.